not. I have got some coconut water here. So I thought I would jump on and talk about it because we spoke about it yesterday on a live, and someone brought up, and I get brought up this often and I see reels about it, just about how in the past this has been used intravenously because it's the same makeup as human plasma, um, which is incredible. And coconut water has saved my life lots of times. I mean, not to the extent that I've been near death, but anytime I get something like a flare up, oh my gosh, does it help me? Whether it's like mast cell activation syndrome, a migraine, anything really, coconut water, fresh coconut water, which is living alive. It's got potassium, magnesium. If you've had like a liter of coconut water, you will understand how amazing you can feel when you drink it. Well, I've got a couple here. I've already had one, but I thought I would jump on and talk about it, and some self-care and electrolytes and hydration, because if you've been following along, I'm doing a high omega-3 diet. It's similar to what Dr. Brooke Goldner recommends for people to heal autoimmune diseases like lupus, lots of different things. I have mast cell activation syndrome. I'm really sensitive, so I'm kind of doing my own take on it. And I find staying hydrated is key. And however that looks, I have found coconut water. This isn't a really sweet coconut water. Fresh coconut water works. Green juices that aren't too sweet, anything that is hydrating, fresh, and got minerals in it, seems to really help me. Now, I'm missing my stomach, duodenum, and top of intestines, and you find people, I'm a health coach, so people I work with as well as myself who have parts of their bowel or intestines resected do have problems with electrolyte balance. And in my interpretation, anyone who has gut issues is if you think of the gut, the gut's job at the top is to break down food, then the small intestine is to absorb nutrients from the broken down food, and that last part of the bowel absorbs water. And if you've got a broken bowel or leaky gut or SIBO or IBS, you will struggle. And most people, before they get an autoimmune disease or any disease, like I have mast cell activation syndrome, which is constant allergies, is you will find you will have already had gut problems. So having electrolytes can really help. So what happened to my stomach? I was sick most of my life. I was sick for 32 years. I was in bed for 25 years. I had a congenital disease in my back, which was causing me chronic pain. And because of that, I didn't feel that I got a perforated ulcer up the top here. And I bled out, vomiting blood, nearly died, blood transfusions. They tried to save it, and they thought they had. It burst open again, blood everywhere. And they did a few more surgeries, and eventually they had to remove most of my stomach, my duodenum, and top of intestines. They did leave a little bit of stomach, but over time it just dropped into being an extension of essentially the esophagus. So yeah, that's coconut water. So I was just saying, coconut water is full of electrolytes. So because I've been very sick, I eat a raw food diet. And when I eat a raw food diet, I healed myself. So I tried paleo, I tried vegan, I had professors, doctors, nutritionists my whole life. I was always getting sicker until I ate a raw food diet. And now I'm like really finding in and honing in on what works. And this is basically like electrolyte water. What I was saying was earlier, they have actually infused this into humans. There's actually studies, I read it on the last live I did, journal articles where, as a last resort, some people in the war, where Papua New Guinea, I think it was, some islands, Solomon Islands, they infused, because this is the same makeup as blood plasma, the white part of the blood. And the human body can only absorb water when electrolytes are in balance. We've got a high level of minerals. And that's why you'll see people like Barbara O'Neill talk about adding some Himalayan salt to your water, or put it on your tongue, I think she says, before you drink it, because it's minerals. Your body, once you get the hydration in, it needs the channels on the cells. So the cells need the hydration or the water. And to get it into the cell, there's little channels, and those little channels only open when different things connect to them. But for the hydration, it is the, I think it's the potassium sodium channel, or it's magnesium. It's all three of them, but sodium's extremely important for hydration. It's why a lot of the times when we're thirsty, we crave salt. And we think we're needing salt, but actually the body needs salt quickly to get the hydration across. On a raw food diet, you're literally eating hydration with minerals and vitamins. So a lot of sick people get really well, but I've been finding that the higher the minerals and the higher the hydration and the higher the omega-3 fatty acids, because I've spoken about this before, the cells of the body build themselves in an anti-inflammatory way. Go back on my last slides where I talk about that. So, yeah, no, I haven't tried that. I don't think any of these questions are very helpful right here. But anyway, I will continue talking about what I want to talk about, because that's the most important thing here. It's my page. So yes, I am crazy. Crazy, I think if you keep doing what everybody around you keeps doing, you can only get the same results of what everybody else around you is doing. So don't ever expect that you'll get more. So if just say 70% of society now dies from cancer, you are in that bunch. If you keep eating what they do, doing what they say, following what they say, if I did that and I was doing that, I was extremely sick. You're upping that. If you step outside the box, which takes the crazy, the weird, the people who are different to do, you risk getting a different result. And at the moment, the risk of getting that is actually probably a positive thing, right? I don't want what everybody's got. I've been there, lived in hospitals, needed private health insurance, spent so much time in a bed, walking stick, carers, disability support. Everything was doctors, it was neurologists, it was physios, it was chiropractors. Now, I'm on here talking about coconut water. I think that's a win. Of course, I can still get cancer, but I never go to a doctor. In the last 4 years, I used to be every week, all at doctors. I haven't been to any except I got a bout of shingles, and I ended up healing that with watermelon, grapes, and juice. And I broke my toe because all I do is run and do Pilates because they're full of energy. And they took an x-ray, needed pain relief for a couple of days. Now I'm back doing my normal thing. Besides that, I literally lived. Go look on my page how I used to look and live. So I'm not saying you can't get cancer. What I'm saying is if I keep doing what everyone in society is doing, I have to put myself in the same percentiles. And I was losing big time. And now I'm doing much better. But as I said, it doesn't have to be coconut water. It can be, I actually find I can't do anything too sweet at the moment, but there was a period of time where I was doing like watermelon juice and a little bit of Himalayan salt and lime, and I was like, whoa, it was like better than any Gatorade. It was up there with this. But in truth, a lot of my mast cell activation, when it sets off, which is like constant allergies, if I drink a case of this, which is about 3 liters, it will go. It's the only thing which was stabilizing it. So watermelon juice is amazing. I mean, it is, except at the moment I'm doing lower sugar because I was getting like candida and inflammation from too much sugar. And that's also, I'm missing the top part of my stomach. So when you do that, I get like a dumping effect. It doesn't slowly go down. It literally just dumps. So hi, Philippines. Oh my gosh, my friend lives there. She has the best fruit. You have so much durian. Oh my gosh. My friend used to have so much beautiful durian. You actually have a durian festival over there, I think. So, yeah. So, guys, I'm on here to tell you to get your hydration in. So, raccoon blood is good for the eyes. I've never heard that. I don't even know whether that's a thing. Hey! So, I think what's important, I think coconut water is going to be better for you than anything. But as I said, like I usually start with green juice. I hadn't had any juice all day and my brain was hardly functioning. I felt like before I got this in, usually I wake up, I have a matcha, and then I have, what I eat in a day is linked in the description. So you can go to that folder and have a look. But then I have green juice and then I eat. And I didn't have any green juice today and I was really struggling. And as soon as I got this in, I'm like, whoo, I feel better. So I'm sorry I used to have a condition. Am I against pills? So I'm not against pills, but I believe people should do everything they can, and then it's like break in case of emergency. So I feel like when I was sick, all doctors did was give me a pill for my ailment, and then you take pain relief, right? And then it makes you constipated, so they give you a tablet for that. Then they gives you acid reflux, and then they give you a tablet for that. And then that lowers your blood pressure. Then they give you something for that. Then you're depressed from all of this. They give you something for that. Then you can't sleep from the antidepressants. Before you know it, within 3 months, you're on a ton of medication and you don't know how you got there. And then are you sick because of what you've got, or is it the medication? Because all medications come with risks. So my philosophy is I will do everything. My money, my time is spent looking after myself or sharing it with food and movement and good people and fresh air. And if I've done everything I can and my toe still hurts, and I go to the doctor and they say it's broken, and I say I can't sleep because of the pain, I will take pain relief for a few days. Like, that's an example. And the same thing happened with shingles. But like when they offered me the antivirals for the shingles, I said no thank you. But that was my choice. If I am in a dire situation where an infection's about to take my life, I would choose then if I've done everything. But I never want to be in a situation again where I'm complaining about an ailment and then I would eat bad food, which I knew wasn't serving me. Like, I want to do everything before I decide to put something else in my body, because I work hard for my health now. So, oh, thank you. I do talk a lot. It's interesting because I spent like 25 years in a bed. I've always been alone. And then I just like, I don't know, I do talk a lot. But hopefully it's good things. Maybe it's all the coconut water, guys. Maybe all my like, I don't know, there's got to be something, right? And sorry, you can see like somehow I got some makeup in my hair and I can't get it out. I've got like a raccoon patch. But on that, do you know what? With the diet that I'm doing now, I was saying in the last live, is these bits of hair were like not growing at all. And now doing like high mineral, a high mineral diet, high mineral raw diet, all my hair is growing back, which is great. Do you think ailment is a cop-out? No. If you mean ailment as in, do you think somebody's sick? Do I think it's a cop-out? No. I think that the body puts us into pain. I think before we get into pain, there's like an emotional and spiritual side that's been tapping at us. But a lot of the time, life is so chaotic, we can't hear it. So it turns up the volume. The body does. And that makes it really dense and physical. And we get really unwell, uncomfortable, and in a lot of pain before we shift. Like, it's like, you can call it your soul or your purpose here to get into it. Like me, like now I'm well, I have my own business, I'm on doing lives, I do ebooks, I am a coach, I help people. To get there, I had to walk through hell. And I wouldn't do what I do if I hadn't. So I believe everyone's like ailment will continue to turn up until we listen to our calling. And that may not happen. This is my belief system. This may not happen this time around on earth, but it's more like I don't want to ever be someone who's telling people what to do. I love people to hear and feel inspired. So it says, dumb question, anyone can get sick, unfortunately. Yes, but it's what we do when we get sick and what we learn from being sick. I mean, look at me, I was sick my entire life, or not my entire life, from when I was 8 to when I was about 12. Then I had 4 years good. Then from when I was 16, I have been sick up until I was 40. I'm 44, the last 4 years I've been well. And I, in the last 4 years, have lived my life completely different. Like, so you can't say that it's not related, and you can't say I'm an outlier, because most people that I coach or know that do raw foods, their life completely changes. So I'm not saying it fixes everything. There's obviously different things, but we have more power than we're born into a society and led to believe. So what do you think about body? And I don't know what that is, what towers are. Broccoli is good. I have a lot of raw broccoli. If you guys go back over my last lives, I've been having big bowls of like cruciferous vegetables, which are really dense and high in minerals, and chia and flaxseed, high in omega-3s, some salt. I have purple cabbage, I have ginger, coconut water, I have matcha. I'm up at 3 a.m. drinking. Been there, I was an alcoholic, my liver failed. I was in hospital for 3 weeks while they gave me infusions. I've been through it, but I had to go through it to get to a place where I am on holidays talking to you guys, drinking my coconut water. See, that's another thing why I do this, because if I am with my family all the time, who's here, is they're doing things to me which are addicting around food I can't eat and alcohol, and I don't mind doing it to be around them, but I don't do it as much. So I talk to you guys. Hi, Roman King. Um, I don't reply to your comments. I don't. I am a vegan. I'm a raw vegan. So I went paleo to help myself. I did much better, and then I got really sick again. I got FND. I couldn't walk or talk. Had psychiatric problems from trauma from all the surgeries. I've had over 60 surgeries. And then I went vegan and I didn't get any better. I got worse. And then I ate raw vegan food. So I ate the food raw. So it says, I haven't been sick in years. This is Gigi Prez. I haven't been sick in years. I stay in the sun and sleep, walk, eat small portions. That's good. That's like, I'm not telling people that veganism is what's going to fix you. Veganism is my ethics and my belief system that I, as an animal, needed to love myself. And then through that love, I get to love the planet and better the planet and love all animals. And it helps me. Anything that helps me as an animal or human do well on this planet is what I follow. So I don't think there was a question anywhere else. I like my shirt. Thank you. My niece has the same one in the Outback. Oh, hey, you're in Texas. I lived in Texas when I was 8. I was very sick when I was there, but I lived in Houston, Texas. No, I didn't see any other questions. So I can't smoke. I did smoke for years, but I never smoked the green stuff because I couldn't get up. I tried it, but I couldn't get up. So I was like, I don't think that's for me. So yeah, so this is not forever. Olive oil, sure, I don't have a lot of it, but lots of variety of food is perfect. It's just I have mast cell activation syndrome, and at the moment, I'm giving my body a ton of minerals, a ton of hydration, and a lot of omega-3s, and this has been very successful for many people. So, oh God, I don't need to try gambling. I feel like I've had every other addiction. I've vaped, I've drunk, I've smoked, I was on opioids for years. They had me on like pethidine, fentanyl patch. I'd go into hospital and they put me on ketamine infusions in cardiac units for pain. I've been through it, and I don't need any more addictions. My addiction is this. It is just having this. No, I don't have a boyfriend. No, I am someone who loves self-love. I love source. I love nature. I feel like nature is like this. Like when I go outside, I'm like, that's my love. That's where God and source lies. So, thank you. So Swaggington said tremendous electrolytes in water, and the omega-3 is nice. Girl, you're a nutritionist. No, I'm not a nutritionist. I feel like I learned a lot when I saved my own life. So as you guys have, if you're listening for a bit now, have heard that I was sick like my entire life. And when I got myself well, I hadn't been able to really read or write, and some days not even walk for a couple of years because I had something called a functional neurological disorder, which displayed as a stroke. Plus I had terrible mental health problems, and to cope with my mental health problems, I would my parents cared for me, I would steal alcohol to numb that, and that's when my liver failed and they said you can't live with us anymore. So I was homeless for a bit, got my own place, but I still couldn't do much. Like I'd been to a neurological hospital to relearn to do things, but they were very basic. So when I was eating vegan food, I couldn't cook it. I was too sick. And so I'm in my first ever apartment on disability payments, ordering food during COVID, and I just ate the carrots and celery, and then I'd get up and I'm like, I can hang my clothes out outside, not indoors. And then I'm like, whoa. And then because I felt better, I cooked the food. And when I cooked the food, I couldn't get up again. So that's how I found the raw foods, and I healed myself a lot. Then I got myself so well I could read, right? I'm reading what raw vegans should do, and I feel like I went down a rabbit hole which wasn't good. So I'm back doing what worked for me in the start with a few adjustments because I have mast cell activation syndrome. So histamines, high foods are not good, and there's a lot of raw foods. Avocado, tomato, citrus, high in histamines. So I wanted to get rid of those. I do better with the veggies than I do the fruit, so I'm back on those. And other people, including myself, seem to do better and be less allergic to the world when I have higher omega-3s. And they come from chia and flax. So so it says, what's your opinion on the current measles outbreak in Texas? I didn't even know there was one. So I don't know if this gets, I don't know what you can talk about on here. They say they call it getting jabbed for different reasons, right? My thought, so I got myself well, okay, got rid of alcohol, vaping, cigarettes, pain medication, all medications. I'm eating just raw foods. And then I can't leave the house because of COVID. So I did have the vaccination, and oh, there, I've said it now. I don't know whether you're allowed to say it, but I have said it. And oh my God, I couldn't get out when it put it in me. But my theory on all of that is that a lot of people, like you're giving huge masses of people things, so the side effects are going to show up more than if it's a small amount. So most medications or drugs are only given to minorities of people with the disease. So the side effects are still in these minorities. They're still copying it big, but it's not as noticeable because there's not masses. If you give most of the world something, the problems are going to be huge. And then over time, something like measles, if there is a jab for that, over time you're getting an accumulative effect. So you're getting more and more and more people having it. So the problems with it will become more and more and more. You know, at the start, it's like one here and one there. So I don't know a lot, but my theory is, and it isn't one particular thing. All of it is problematic. It's just when it starts to get very vast and given in big amounts, people start to notice more things that are problematic. I live in Australia. So it's actually winter at the moment. Someone's asked where I live, and I'm up in Cairns, so it is tropical at the moment. Tomatoes are good, but they've got histamines in it, and if you have mast cell activation and histamine, and histidine is an amino acid, turns into histamine, we don't want that right now. So a lot of Texans here. I like that because I went there. I went to a Lutheran school. And I was in brownies. I was little. I was really little. It was a while ago now. I take nothing. Good for you. Measles. Yes, no, I know it's very different. But what I'm saying, maybe I got this earlier, is that each thing, people don't see the effects until over time it's been given out a lot, or you give it to the whole world or a lot of the world, and you'll start to see a massive amount. Can I be vegan if I like to eat? Of course you can. Oh no, it is nice here. It's definitely, I think it's I haven't been over to South Australia or Western Australia. I've only been to Melbourne, and I live in Sydney, which is cold right now. So I'm happy to be up here. Look, in Australia, my winter in Sydney is not very long. So by the end of May, it starts to get cold, and then you've got June and July are cold, and then once it gets to August, it's still cold, but by mid-August, it starts to get warm again. So it's not like, there's lots of different people here. Oh, wow. I spent 2 months in detox. I'm not sure what type of detox, whether you meant you did it yourself or whether it was like for like you were addicted to something, or yeah. So like, people all have different journeys. I am not here to judge. But if we all transported back to me only, how long ago now? Well, only like 5 years ago, is like, I still had lots of things that I needed to learn, but gosh, life is different when you look after yourself. Like, oh my God, actually, speaking of that, I went to the chiropractor yesterday, and I swear to God, he like knocked the life out of me. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. And then today, I felt like so realigned that my body couldn't handle it and needed lots of rest. So, oh, I am talking about brownies. I don't know. I'm talking about, what do they call it? Girl Scouts in America? I don't know. Oh gosh, is it just in Australia that we call them brownies? Or maybe in America they're Girl Scouts and Girl Guides. Go Girl Guides. There was a song when I was younger. She's a special girl living in a special world. She's going places. Woo, she's my number one. That was a Girl Guide song. That's really sad that sometimes I don't even remember what I had for dinner last night, yet I remember a Girl Guide song from when I was like 10. So, oh, thank you. I should stop talking. No. What if I stop talking? What'll happen? I can't even show you the view or anything around because it's gotten dark. I think I've run out of questions. Maybe I'll have to stop talking. There's I thought UK style waffles. I don't know. It's so interesting to talk to people all over the world. I think it is anyway. Letting everybody know. I was actually thinking, and when I got the coconut water tonight, you know what my goal would be? Is to just get an island that's full of coconuts and just have people come visit me and we all just hang out and drink coconut water all day. What is this? This is coconut water and more coconut water. We're talking about electrolytes here. And obviously that's why I'm talking so much, because they make me feel so good. All the minerals. Actually, to be honest, my teeth got bad, but my nails have always been strong. I am a baddie. Oh, I like that. I'm a raw vegan baddie. Age approximate. No, I'm not 52 yet. I'm only 44. I've got plenty of time to get 52. Any advice on water retention? Yes, I was actually dealing with this. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I ended up. A few times in my life I've had water retention issues, and I'll tell you my examples because that's all the advice I can give. I'm not a doctor, but I guess a health coach I can give it as well. But it seems they talk about inflammation in the body, and when the body gets really acidic and inflamed, fluid, this is a general statement here, but fluid stays to level that out. And sometimes, especially someone like who's been very sick, you get weak adrenals and the kidneys. So a lot of the time, if you walk around a lot, you'll find you hold water around your ankles. That's an aldosterone problem. But in my experience, I have literally ballooned where I hold so much fluid. Psych meds, hell, they are like, besides the stimulants, they took it off, but then they go and put you on things like Epilum and all other psych meds. And I don't necessarily think that it's the meds as much as my whole system just slowed down, especially off the back of any addiction too. So when you've been on any stimulants and you come off them, that's happened. Psych meds do it to me. Hormone imbalance. So I've had a full hysterectomy. If I don't use hormone replacement therapy, I will hold fluid. Then I started to hold fluid after I did a juice cleanse where I was drinking too much and not having enough minerals. And this is why I balance my electrolytes now. I was getting too much into the fruit juice, drinking it all day, but not having enough minerals for my body to flush it out. So when you get rid of fluid, you need salt. Your adrenals will use salt to get rid of any fluid. On a raw food diet for me, I just stopped having salt. And then I swelled up. And then it was turning all my skin crepey, and once I got rid of the fluid, I'm doing much better. So that's in my experience, if you want to get rid of it, minerals and hydration. I know it seems counteractive, but it's like whenever you eat, have salt. And I'm not talking about processed food, whole foods with salt, whole veggies. And like I eat raw foods, it doesn't have to be raw. It's better to be raw, but it's about getting like minerals in. Sugar for me did not help my situation. I have fruit still, but just not as much as I was. And coconut water, green juice, when you have like a big bowl of veggies with some Himalayan salt, that's the sort of things that have really helped me. How much salt do we need? So that's a good question. There is a book called The Salt Fix, which is a really good read. It's really interesting. A lot of people who are taken off salt because they believe to help disease actually do better when they put them back on salt. We need sodium. They say a teaspoon. a day. But if you're eating a raw food diet like me, you can literally predict that you need about a teaspoon. But if you're eating a standard diet, you're getting probably way over that, and then that's problematic. Plus your metabolism will be slower because you're taking more energy in the body to break down those foods. We get a leukocytosis response when we eat anything. The body needs to like heat up and break down food. Breaking down coconut water is a walk in the park. Breaking down fruit, walk in the park. Breaking down raw broccoli, a little bit more, but still pretty much walk in the park. Breaking down 2 hamburgers, a bag of chips, sauce on top of that with extra salt and vinegar and a diet chemically filled Coke. How much energy do you think that takes to break down? A lot. So I've been vegan for about 6 or 7 years. Someone said, how long have you been vegetarian? I was paleo in 2018. 2019, I went vegan. So what's that, 7 years now? I've been raw vegan for 4 years. So I subscribed and liked, thank you. Minerals are good. If I can stress anything in this world, I literally, so even when I was on a raw food diet, I did lots of fruit. I went all bald along here again. My hair was really thin. I felt like I was aging really fast. Getting the minerals back in. Like I've had salt and veggies all day with omega-3s and some hydration. And I swear to God, I get up and my hair, like I lost all my hair. When I started this raw food diet, I'd lost all my hair. Well, there was a few bits and they were all grey and it came through all blonde. This is dyed, but you can see the roots. It's not like it's massively grey. It was like I keep getting up and I'm like, oh my God, like there's so much hair here. And I haven't even put in, what is it called? Sea moss gel again. Which is all like 92 minutes. Usually I take that, but I wanted to give my gut a rest. That is like a lot that's like tons of hair. And like I think hair, and as I said, these bald patches like there are so common for people, especially like girls. But yeah, like I have a ton of hair now, which is great, right? From where I came from. We want this. This is why I'm getting on here so much. I went through a period where I needed to find my way again on raw foods. I really didn't post as much, not like of exactly what's going on, until I understood that my body needed more. I like to eat gravel. There's definitely better ways to get minerals. Look, I'm missing the part of my stomach from having my stomach removed that absorbs iron, and so I have been so iron deprived in a psych hospital. Of course, they're like, you don't need an infusion. You just need tablets. I'm like, I woke up and was from my surgery 20 years ago now and was told I would have to have iron infusions for the rest of my life. And I've dropped burger chips, like they're like just crisps, I think you call them, in the dirt because you get pica. Where you need minerals so badly, you crunch on iron. You need that because the brain, we evolved to need crunch for minerals. And you find people, and so it's gotten really bad. But interestingly, I went raw and I have only had 1 iron infusion. So I used to need 3 or 4 of them a year. Even when I had paleo, I was doing like nuts, seeds, fruit, and like meat. And I needed them every 3 months. When vegan, needed them every 3 to 4 months. And then went raw vegan, I didn't need it until I ate only fruit. And then I needed one again, but it stayed up. So the body's quite interesting. Coconut water is gross. Fresh coconut water is beautiful. So, are you talking about, so do you have experience with okra and ladyfingers? Are you talking about lime and okra? So I knew okra is supposed to be, and one of my friends is Japanese, and I do a podcast with her tomorrow morning on here if you guys want to watch. And she just did a video or a reel on her name's Kiko, where you drop it in the water. That gel that comes out is extremely beneficial for like the gut lining and anti-inflammatory of okra. And if you're talking about ladyfingers like lime, I love those. In Australia, you can get a lot of those ladyfingers. They're like pearls. You cut open these little finger limes, and they are yummy. So, I'll marry you, Leonardo. Maybe I can start a dating site on here and connect people. People are even handing out rings. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. When I'm not talking talking about coconut water and hydration, I can set people up. Or you're setting each other up. It's great. That's a great, I need a platform where I talk health and people can meet each other and like become healthy all while meeting, putting a ring on it. There you go. I don't know if you're saying I'm nuts. Of course I'm nuts. We've already spoken about this. Is that what you're talking to me or in the comments? We've already discussed this. Is if you do what everybody else in society does, you can only get the same results as everyone else in society. You need the crazy people to step outside to see what else is available, because otherwise you get 70% of people are going to die of cancer. What's that, like 1 in 3 in westernized world? I don't want to be one of those. I was sick my whole life. I'm not being sick anymore. Oh, I think you guys are talking amongst each other. I got some, oh, thank you. Okay. What is bad about pica? So usually when you get pica, your body is trying to get minerals, especially usually it happens when you get low ferritin or iron. Well, ferritin is iron, but it's just your body doing its job. But it's like, what happens is there may be a ton of iron in a piece of meat, but the delivery system of that iron is causing inflammation in most people, so the body can't take it up. It's like telling someone to eat a piece of iron and think the result is going to be their iron goes up. More than likely it's more problematic. Also, a lot of the time people are low in iron from low vitamin C, low B12, vitamin A problems, methylation issues. It's not as simple as that. That's why we need all of it, guys. We need all of it. Usually I'm on here making food, but tonight I'm having coconut water. Sometimes I read what people write and I don't know what's going through people's heads. like, wow. I am 44. Yeah, you got it. I think it's Jack and Leandro. Yeah, you've given me an idea for a platform to start. So go and subscribe to me and I'll put a poster up or something when I've got this platform running. I'm 82 and I'm in good shape. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I can start a healthy dating show. That would be pretty cool, hey? Because like, guys, I talk a lot, so I could multi-talk and be like introducing people and throwing in, and have you had your coconut water today? And would you like to try my raw dish? On the island I spoke about, which I'm growing coconuts, I can fly people out. I am in Australia, in Sydney. No, pica is being, maybe I'm back a bit. Pica is, you get pica when you're low in minerals, but usually it happens when people get really low iron. I have my computer here. I will tell you exactly what AI or Google says, but it happened to me so many times in hospitals and I'm missing that part of my stomach. I feel like I am part AI and the other half dating side. Who wants to line up? Who wants me to set them up? It seems like someone and Lendro down there are already setting each other up. So I can tell you, yeah, see, doctors don't know the exact cause. They should start everything like that. The very start of this is doctors don't know the exact cause. Which I feel like most of my life they don't. They're just like throwing pills at something. Sorry if there's any doctors there. I don't want to offend you, but they've said doctors don't exactly know, but it's common with more, oh, there you go. It's more common with intellectual disabilities, mental health problems, and obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't know how that, here we go. Let's go to this one here. I didn't know that. It is a mental health condition, but usually, if I said this last time, is go read the book Nutrient Power. And it's actually stating that all psychiatric issues are just a nutrient deficiency or nutrient overload in the brain, like too much of one nutrient and not enough of another. This doctor's discovered, but hiker, women who are pregnant get it, people with autism. And see, it just all lines up really. When you don't have enough nutrients, you can't think. I haven't had mental health problems ever since getting nutrients in. So, do I? I feel like you need to reset your microbiome if you have gas. And a good thing is prebiotics and probiotics. So get your fiber in, get healthy fiber in. Magnesium's good. Yes, magnesium. So I don't take many things, but I do take magnesium at night, and it's literally amazing. Sends me off to sleep, but also keeps me regular. And it also helps with, like, I train a lot. I do a lot of Pilates and running, so it helps me with muscle cramps and stuff. Oh, thank you. Shilajit is kind of like, people will take Shilajit or they'll take sea moss gel because of the high mineral. I just didn't like the idea of it being scraped off rocks from somewhere, like goo that's like preserved there. It's black, so I just go with the algae. It's just, for me, I mean, my Rona was like a step up. The cup, this is coconut water, guys. It's a coconut party. Ah, it says, I appreciate how educated and passionate you are. A lot of health influencers speak with arrogance, but you seem genuinely passionate, and I love that. That's like the nicest compliment. So everything you hear from me, I have that with like a huge amount of confidence. I have lived through, and I also never tell someone to do what I do. People's, like, as I said, go back 5 or 6 years ago. It's like a journey. I can't just say do what I do right now and that will fix all your problems. And I think a lot of people say that. And I think it's this like journey of evolution that people are on. So what kind of platform are you going to start? I think I need to start like, well, I feel like it's not just my brain that's working like overtime here. I feel like most people in society have, like, their attention span doesn't hold. They want more. So we have like the healthy network maybe. The healthy dating network. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be both, right? It needs to be like social and dating as well as health. Actually 74 now. That's amazing. I'm a Pilates girl. So am I a yoga girl? I'm a Pilates girl, a running and walking girl. I was a swimming and a dancing girl. I got well and I wanted to do everything that I missed out on in my life. Like, I literally was in a bed from at least, so when I was 8, I was sick for a few years and mostly in a bed. Then I got up. And then from 16, I would be able to do things, but I'd be in bed all the time. By the time I was in my 20s, I was always in bed until I was about 37, got up for a year, and then back to bed for 4 years. Because I was so sick. I had congenital diseases, mast cell activation, I had chronic pain, I had, but the congenital disease was a big one, had my stomach removed. Yeah. So I got up basically and wanted to do a lot. So raw dish, yeah, I'm a raw chef. So I make like, oh, I'm gonna do that on Friday. I wonder if we'll go live. So I go on my channel. I mean, you're on my channel, but go back. There's videos there where I make, like, especially on the reels, I can make out like raw chocolate donuts. I make high protein pasta dishes that might have some like soaked lentils, some peas, some onions, some fresh garlic, some tomato, sun-dried tomato. Blitz that up so it becomes like a mash. Put some more tomatoes through it so it makes like a tomato pasta-y lentil. And I was saying I'll put some peanut protein in that, and it was like a really nice, with some salt and pepper, a bit of lemon or apple cider vinegar. And then I use kelp noodles or like zucchini noodles. It's like a high protein pasta. I think that recipe is there. They're all free, so you just type underneath if you want it and I send it to you. What else do I make? Pizzas is a pizza recipe. This is all raw. I use a dehydrator. It keeps all the nutrients in. As soon as you heat something, it changes. That's why we do that. It denatures something into something else, and the body doesn't recognize it. And if you're an athlete and you're eating mostly like fruits, nuts, maybe some bread and meat and veggies, and you're exercising a lot, you'll be fine. But if you are somebody who over time is just alcohol and this and lollies and bad food, and your body just can't break it down over time because it's so inflammatory and once you get like a genetic weakness starts showing itself, and that looks different for each person. So one person's stomach might be really swollen, another person gets some sort of tumor on their back or in their glands. And that's just, you already had that genetic weakness. But when you push the body to be inflamed over and over and over, it's got to blow somewhere. It's like a car. You keep running a car, and eventually each car has a different weakness, right? One car's tire might go, another car's engine might go, because it just wears, but it would have had that weakness from the start. We get ours genetically from, we've always kind of had them, but they don't show until we wear ourselves down. So definitely your own podcast. Yes, I have a podcast. I'm on podcasts most days. I'm talking most days. Have you seen the series The Survivors from Australia? Yeah, I have. I haven't. I don't really watch TV. I'm more on the TV. I'm more on here, or making reels or videos or something. But I have seen Survivor. That's kind of like, beside the Survivor part, kind of throw me on an island with coconuts. That's what I want to do. Everyone can come visit. Oh, I'm so sorry. Your husband just left. I'm sorry. Oh, I think you mean, is that because you guys got married on here? I'm getting very confused. Oh, thank you. Someone just gave me some money. Because someone has gas. If that's serious, as I said, if that's a serious question, you definitely need hydration, and it's the microbiome. The body is the microbiome. Potassium is amazing. Electrolytes are amazing. Oh, I have the most beautiful eyes someone's ever seen. That's because I feel like they're the window to the soul. I feel like my soul has been through a lot in this time on earth. I have been through it. Okay, Nutrient Power, good question. I brought this up last time. If I can recommend any book, it just at least will help people understand that he explains, he takes, he actually takes not just blood and urine and tries to match them up. So if you've had a mental health crisis, like myself, is they do take urine samples now, and most people have pyrroles. Have you heard of this? It's just interesting that we can now attribute all of that brain. So he's a doctor. His name's William J. Walsh. Here. I recommend this book all the time. It's like this. Nutrient Power. And also tissue samples he takes. And when he gives out these injections to fix something like ADHD or schizophrenia, if you give the wrong injection to the wrong diagnosis, they're different nutrient deficiencies, you can cause the other one to get worse. So, for example, I think it might be zinc is too high in schizophrenics but too low in ADHD people. So if you give them, if you give the schizophrenic too much more zinc, their symptoms just get worse. It's quite a fascinating book. It's just the start. It's beautiful when you see because this isn't giving something to numb something. All the psych drugs just aren't actually fixing a goddamn thing, are they? This is actually when someone actually puts something out, and most of the time it's always nutrients, minerals. Here, zinc, minerals. Not, I don't think there's a huge amount of zinc in this, but that's why I eat what I do. I basically just eat minerals. Head edge. Gosh, I have to filter through a lot of this. Oh, here we go. My respect to you, I'm a fitness enthusiast and gym rat myself on my own journey to be the healthiest self. I'm on a standard high protein diet and I've made 2025 the year to be my best. I got chills. That is what I love. I'm not here to say what you should do. I feel like the whole point is the journey. And I didn't start mine until 4 years ago. And you've said 2025, and it's just day by day, you keep looking after yourself and you let your body be the navigator. Like if something you're doing isn't working and you feel called to something else, you try it. If that doesn't work, but I feel like the more, like how I healed myself was I stopped, because I had the FND, I couldn't read anymore or follow what I was told. I was always told this expert, they apparently know everything. And then when I was at rock bottom and I couldn't even really read, I healed myself. And I think that's the power. is that we all have that. And when people tell me they're really going through it, like what I use every day to stay doing what keeps me well came from the dark. Like if I can survive what I survived, I can survive daily going out into society and looking after myself, because that's hard to look after yourself in the world where everybody is in your comments talking about vodka and farting and drugs. I mean, this is just here. Yet I walk outside every day. That's my battle. Is this stuff's beautiful. So is the raw food that I make, but the battle. So anybody on a self-healing, self-love journey is also doing that. No matter how you eat or how your day looks, you might be a weightlifter who has a lot of meat or whatever else, but you've decided this is your self-care journey, okay? I'm not here to judge. I know that you walk outside and see the whole world as they're doing something different from you. And it's those steps we take that guide us. And that's all I want people is to do that and feel support, right? Because it's hard. That's the hard thing, is every sign, every shop smells like what is not great for us. We're designed to fail. I want people not to. Nutrient Power by William Walsh. Yes, that's the book. William Walsh. I don't read many books because I find it feels like for me I'm going back to the doctors telling me what to do or professors. I prefer to take in. I actually really enjoy people getting on TikTok and telling their true story. Like they're like, you see a whole lot of women in their pajamas talk about one thing over and over again. Like I saw how a lot of women are using antihistamines, which is a form of mast cell activation, to treat PMDD, which is really bad menstrual issues, and they get suicidal the week before they get their period. They're taking antihistamines, and the why I like that is you've got truth. These women aren't gaining anything. They're not coming from studies. They're like, have you guys tried this? Is this working? They're just doing it. It's like watching someone's journal, and I learn from that. I learned from people. I learned from myself. I just find, I went to university. I studied science for 5 years. I didn't finish because I was so sick. I studied psychology, and it didn't get me anywhere, but broke me probably more. What saved my life was was literally like, I feel better on this raw food, and when I cook the food, I don't feel good. And there was no one around me, no carers, no doctors to say, no, you need this, you need that. I'm like, frick, this works. I do have a system. There's a lot of conversation that goes on here. Oh, thank you. Need more zinc. But okay, here is, if you read that Nutrient Power book, you will see it's not as, you can't fix these problems by putting processed tablets in the gut. Our guts are also weak. We don't get enough of the nutrients. To get a nutrient into the brain that is in deficiency in storage in the brain, is what he's saying is extraordinarily difficult. And that's why he mega doses exactly what a person's profile needs. And that's the way he says the future will be. We will actually treat these illnesses now. And he gives really good examples where there's a woman who's got locked-in syndrome in a psych hospital, where she's just been, which essentially is a step up from FND, where I couldn't move, but locked in, and she's not moving. So he did her bloods, urine, tissue sample, found the mix she needed, and would inject her, and she'd come back out of the locked and walk around. And the whole hospital basically gaslit her, and all the doctors saying it had no association. And so we stopped giving the injections, and she locked up again. There's lots of situations where he talks about all this. And I just think the more that people see this, the more. So what's great about raw foods getting into the brain is that you free up a lot of digestive energy. So a lot of it is enzymes and energy. So we're born with a set amount of enzymes. By the time you're from like 25 to 36, there's no more being made, and they're used. So the body needs to use enzymes first in the gut, because you can't have food sitting in the gut. So if your body needs enzymes, which aren't the chemical reactions, but actually, enzymes take part in it and kind of speed it up and activate something occurring in the body, right? So if you're eating like hamburgers and fast food and vodka, all your enzymes and all your digestive power and all the energy the body has to go to the gut. It has to spend a lot of firepower to use that. Imagine freeing that up, and then the enzymes and electricity can start healing the arthritis, can start healing something else. Also, when it's broken this down, or the carrot, or the lettuce, it doesn't, or the fruit, it doesn't take much, and it gets a ton of hydration, minerals, vitamins. It breaks down a hamburger, it takes ages. What does it get for its effort? Not much. So that is the problem. And our guts are all very slow, sluggish, and even if you start giving vitamins to a newborn kid, it's already like a genetic, and it's also a lot to do with the microbiome, which you get from your mum, which activates genes. So a lot of it, he's saying, can be healed by vitamin injections, but it's not a general vitamin injection. It has to be very specific dose to get in and force the body to start rectifying the brain. And it's so bioavailable, right, when you've got a injection in the bloodstream versus trying to get it in the gut, and then usually your body starts leaching out calcium from the bones to try and balance the fact that you put magnesium and potassium in. It's a whole kind of mess because the body isn't designed. But if you bypass the gut, you don't start damaging the gut and the microbiome. Oh, good on you, party boy. I just think no one can understand how much work goes in for someone when they stop hurting themselves, just doing what marketing and everything is around, and start actually looking after themselves. It's like, and it's quite a lonely journey. So good on you. I'm getting better at zooming through these comments. Do you believe the gut is the second brain, and hence look the same at the guts? And when you eat, so I don't have a stomach, and I believe half the reason I had psychiatric problems was probably because I was sick most of my life and went through trauma. But now, being older, I notice I have to look after myself so much. Like, I just think I just don't, they say youth is wasted on the young, which is so true, because all we do when we're young is think we're never going to get old. Like, we literally think we're never going to get old until we are. And then you end up on raw foods, and knowing that you need that to repair what was probably already broken before I started like not looking after my body. So I don't even know what conversation. Oh, thank you. The top. I like the top two. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is nobody knows. It's so easy to do what everyone is doing in these comments, right? They're like feeding off each other's negativity and just like pointless conversation a lot of the time. And where it takes a lot to like be yourself. Like, it really does. So I want people to go out there and be themselves. Am I wearing lenses? No. Nope. These are my eyes. Though I will say, when I started to heal, my eyes just went bright blue and the whites go really white. When I was sick, they were like grey. They were like dead. So it's really strange. Like, I guess because like if I have any spare time, it's like I'll go for a walk, I'll touch nature outside, I'll put some raw food in, I'll make a recipe, I'll create an ebook, I'll make a reel. How can I help people online? And then you read what people write and I can't remember when I used to be like that, where I don't think I was ever like that. Some of these comments. No, I had so someone's asked if I'm a mother. No, I had a hysterectomy at 30, so I had no kids. Oh, I'm actually keeping up. Yeah, does anyone have an actual like normal question? Or a health question? Or are we winding up here? I don't know, because I'm just like, oh, here we go. Do you have any advice on eating pasta and rice? So, pasta and rice are, well, I just think it depends where you are. So if you're someone who's been eating like a high healthy diet, you don't eat processed food, and you finding like pasta and rice are really not serving you, is my greatest suggestion is, if you want to keep eating something like that, you can try something like wild rice, or you can try a different form of pasta. Like I know that they make like lentil pasta and all of that. Or you can feel amazing like me and eat like zucchini pasta, which makes me feel so good. Plus you're getting a ton of nutrients. Now if that seems overwhelming, in your bowl you would do normal pasta, half, and then zucchini noodles, the other half. And before you know it, you watch your body get more and more drawn to the nutrient food. Once it starts learning you can actually eat a meal and be bombarded with nutrients, you start being pulled. But if your body is so deficient in nutrients and never had high density nutrient meals, it's only living off the drug or the push forward, or you get somewhere because you're overstimulated. Like there's a lot of stimulation in foods which have like spices and salts and oils, and you're actually almost buzzed. Versus, and even meat when it's because of the way when an animal dies, you get a huge amount of hormones. A lot of people when they first go vegan believe that they've lost their libido, but it's actually because they were so stimulated by hormones. And when you first have meat, even if you don't need meat, a lot of people are really stimulated. Like you're actually like, whoa, and you didn't know it because you're always having it. But when you actually just give your body nutrients, it's a whole new way of running your body. But yeah, I always say start with where you're at. Yes, coconut water's the best. I'm here for it, guys. We're drinking the coconut water. I've got a second one of this. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom soon. I've already had another one. I used to have like 10 of these a day when I was really unwell. I've been really unwell in the past when I have a mast cell flare up. So yeah, Shilajit, I was talking about that earlier. I don't use it. I use CMOS gel. But Shilajit has a huge amount of minerals in it. It's like a black tar which is scraped off the rocks in somewhere, like exotic, like Himalayas or something like that. And then you put it in some water. It's all about minerals. I was just showing everyone my hair before. So, do I eat melon? So I went through a period where I was almost fruitarian. Well, I was eating fruit all day, and my dinner was tomatoes, zucchini, avocados, and cucumbers and mangoes, which essentially are all fruits, right? And I would start my day with like half a watermelon. There's some good reels on my page where I'm like having watermelon. I start my day with watermelon, but then I found it wasn't serving me. It didn't work well for me, but it's extremely hydrating. It's really good for you. I was just overeating it. But melon's amazing, especially for your stomach. Oh, don't wind up as a vibe. Thank you. Yeah, I never understood it. It's really strange. But it's almost like, see, this is a thing, I'm talking to Party Boy here. I feel like it's another form of stimulation where if you're just doing everything that stimulates you, you come on here not to actually learn something, but to feel more stimulation in some way. And that's like, yeah, people aren't actually seeking information. They're just like pushing people's buttons to get a reaction, and they feel dopamine because they got some sort of stimulation. It's like living through another person instead of like asking a question of someone or learning something and then reflecting and taking it into your world. It's just like that whole mindset. But I'm getting good at filtering through. I look like RoboCop. Out of all the things that have been said, I think that's the least relatable. Yeah, watermelon gives explosive diarrhea. Well, there's many reasons for that. Go slow. I don't know if you ate too much of it or too fast. I feel really good when I eat cantaloupe and salt. And I think the reason is that you need salt is really good. I can't believe I went 2 years without salt. It's like the minerals in it are really good. Jim, I got sober this year too. Oh, amazing! I've been sober for 4 years. Party Boy said, I got sober this year. I found my energy return. The sobriety journey isn't the best for my social life, but it's definitely been good for my physical health in almost every aspect. Congratulations! It is. I was actually just did a reel. If you go back and have a look, I did a reel like 3 days ago on this about how when I went, well, I went raw vegan and I got rid of like vaping, drinking, all these pharmaceutical medications. And when I could get up, I was out of bed now, and I went out and I'm like, well, I'm going to be tempted. I was an alcoholic. And I started blogging and taking pictures, and I would get lots of drinks. So when I would go out for dinner with people drinking, ordering 7 courses, and I'm ordering a salad and a water and a juice and a kombucha and a tea, because you just keep your hands busy. And I would come home and I'd always make myself, because I'd feel good. You have all this energy after eating and you're not used to that. So I would then come home, have a bath, light a candle, make one of my recipes, and then I get up early and do like Pilates or running or something for myself. And that is just feeding more goodness, right? So good on you. How is the fruit not serving you? I just think it's because the fruit is not mineral dense. Plants and trees aren't giving away their minerals to their fruit anymore because the earth doesn't have that much. Not what it used to, and not what a human body needs, because we're wearing ourselves down. And doing veggies with salt, and in the description here attached is a folder for mast cell activation syndrome, which I have, but also in there is what I eat in a day, so you can see that. But also getting like hydration in, omega-3s, it's all really, really helping me. Fruit's great. I still have fruit during the day, mostly berries and green apple. I find sweet fruit doesn't serve me as much. But yesterday I had jackfruit and black sapote. It's just and also I don't have a stomach. So when I eat fruit, it goes straight into the intestine and creates what's called dumping syndrome, which creates a massive blood sugar spike. And I get racing heart, I get diarrhea, I can't get up, I feel really dizzy. And that's because the sugar crosses the wall too quickly. It should be up in the top part of the stomach where it digests, and then the chyme or the vomit comes down and absorbs slowly. Mine just goes, so I think I need slower release. Some of these comments. My eye color, well, my name's Sky, so let's call my eyes sky blue. So there's some people here that, thanks, Janka. Why is that you're supposed to eat melon on its own? Digestive power, digestive speed, I should say. So when you eat melon, it literally is out of the stomach. I think it's 18 minutes. If you eat meat, it can be like it can be 2 hours, but usually it's about 7 hours or more. It can be like up to 20 hours it sits in the gut. So when you eat melon and you eat any other food with it, it creates like a fermentation, like a battle in the gut. So just say you eat even a different fruit, and that fruit takes even 40 minutes to digest. Then you swell, and people are like, oh my God, watermelon doesn't work for me. Like, I've done Watermelon Island where you eat just watermelon, and I get melon belly, which is a lack of potassium. You can get gut cramps, but I don't have a stomach. So we're talking about a different set of problems here. But be mindful of the speed of a fruit. Also, I think a huge thing about doing the fruitarian type diet is you're eating massive amounts of fruit, right? So what I find about fruit is if I eat just normal portions, it's fine to digest. Like, I can mix different foods, but when you sit down and eat a mono meal of fruit, or you eat some handfuls of nuts and veggies, then you sit down and have a mono meal of fruit, that fruit digests so fast, the nuts and the veggies trap it, and you'll get gas. And like, fruit really is what we're supposed to eat. Like, we're designed, our teeth are like monkeys and chimps, and our digestive system's like theirs. It makes sense. Like, I've eaten all these different ways. I've done like the paleo with like more meats and nuts, and I've done more veggies, what I'm doing now, which a lot of animals do as well. And fruit is what we're designed to eat. But also I always think like we have to match the planet. The planet is more polluted. Trees aren't giving all the nutrients to fruit. Fruit's the perfect delivery system. It's quick, it's efficient, your stomach will be flat as a tack, but I couldn't get everything I needed from fruits. So fruits, nuts, seeds, greens, sprouts, microgreens, fermented foods, seaweeds. That's what I eat. Dried spices. Though I'm off a lot of it at the moment because of a histamine issue, but eating this way, it's getting better and better and better, which is the high omega-3 diet, which the link is in the description if you want to check it out. Oh, pears off the tree in my backyard are the absolute favorite fruit. If you eat fresh fruit off a tree or vegetables, I swear to God, you're transported to a new reality. Oh my God, I remember being in Hawaii and a friend of mine, Dan, pulled down fresh coconuts and we sat on a beach all afternoon eating coconut meat and fresh coconuts. It's like it's singing and you start singing and the reality you knew and know completely changes. It's amazing. So you enjoy your pears and you can find you don't need as much food. When you eat fresh food, you can have just a small amount and you're just like electric. Basically, it's like electricity where everything comes down to like the electricity. Even the chemistry is electric, right, in the body. And that fruit is like electric. It's just that I wasn't getting everything that I needed. I just can't imagine spending any of my energy on things that just did not serve me. Like a lot of these comments that people actually put energy into, like it just, like my energy is so special because I used to be so sick, that when I get it, I put it into all these things that create even better things. And like I connect on here to people who I believe will better me and hopefully I better them. And I can't believe people get on here and actually, because when I couldn't read or write, is to actually do something took so much that, and walk and move. Some days I couldn't even say my name. It was like such a sacred thing. And to know that people think they have an abundance of it. And they're on here like actually using that energy that I, at a period of my life, did not have, to say things that are just like not creating like a goodness for themselves or anyone else. Like it just, I cannot. Oh, the party boy said exactly what I just said. I just scrolled down. He said, imagine if these people listened and took in some knowledge, laughing my ass off. That's exactly what I said, basically, but coming from my view. It's like, how do I digest things? I'm sorry you lost your gut. Okay, yes, they took out stomach, duodenum, top of intestines. They left a little bit of stomach. Over time that dropped into the intestines or an extension of the esophagus. So I eat a little bit backwards. So most people eat and they digest this way and it kind of goes down like that. So I digest and it just goes straight down. And it's just like the esophagus into the intestine. So the stomach doesn't absorb anything. Well, it probably does, and it has a microbiome. But it's the intestines that start absorbing the nutrients. The stomach is like that makes all that chyme and breaks it all down into vomit, essentially. But I'm missing my duodenum, which means this is the perfect diet for me because it's a lot of nutrition is absorbed in there. Yes, cucumber and lemon juice is like literally hydrating electric. It's like hydroelectric. It's like the cucumber's a hydro, the lemon is like electric, and you can put electrodes or like a light bulb in a lemon and run a circuit and it will light the light bulb. So it's like feeling electric. I'm histamine intolerant and lemons are a histamine liberator, so I'm not having citrus at the moment. Not true, fruit does not have enough nutrients. Yes, I didn't find enough nutrients for me in fruit. When I have eaten all fruit and felt like I felt really good, and I see people succeed on an all fruit diet, is when they live in the tropics and the fruit they're eating is all dense fruit, like all they eat, and it's fresh. They're getting it from the jungle and they're outdoors all day, so they're grounded. I always talk about the inflammatory response we get from being disconnected from the earth. Our blood starts to stick together, and an anaesthetist has done studies where he's healed like arthritis and all sorts of chronic inflammation, and he's done scans and you can see the inflammation just drop when you're connected to the earth. I've interviewed a woman who slept on the earth while eating like meats and bread she made while she was pregnant, and the first child she gave birth to, she was in pain. The next child, she was on a raw vegan diet. She basically laughed or orgasmed the baby out, and the next one came out very like animals. They came out and eat both of these when she was eating a raw food diet, which I've said is our natural diet, sleeping on the earth, her back on the earth. She basically said that baby just like came out and it was so natural, in this like laughing orgasm type thing. And she was up in at 4 hours doing the laundry. Like literally, there wasn't really even time to tell her husband. The baby came when the baby came. None of this like trauma. There's all these scans and all these doctors and all these like IVF and all of that. Literally just these babies. Basically, I'm getting back to that we also need the electric current of the earth, which is a direct current. All of this is an alternate current. Does not serve us. But if you've got your feet on the earth all day, you're eating chunky, dense foods, you're in the sun, like tropics, you're getting sun that activates all the nutrients and enzymes and vitamins in the body, you're going to do so much better. That's the only time, even when I was in Bali, I felt like I was, but I'm eating durian and as I said, like an abundance of tropical fruit, a variety too. I wasn't just bananas and oranges and kiwi fruits. They're all very watery and we're ungrounded. So it's, yeah. And as I said, I don't think these trees are giving all of their nutrients to fruit when they're trying to survive on this earth now. So we're better off eating the tree. There's a ton of pecans that fall on my lawn. Oh my God, do you know what? Okay, if I can bestow anything on everyone listening, get a pecan and medjool dates and stick the pecan in the medjool dates. You can put some chocolate in there if you want as well, but try it. It tastes like pecan pie. Oh my God, I love it. It's so yummy. If there's as a secret I can bestow, people might know you can put like nut butter. You can put nut butter in dates and it tastes like Snickers. You dip it in chocolate if you want. But the starting point is get a medjool date, put a pecan. Out of all the nuts, pecan's the best. And if you want, get some like chocolate and dip it in there. Get healthy chocolate. Get like raw cacao or something and dip it in, or dark chocolate. Or get a few cacao nibs and put it in. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And some people does not come down to the fact this simply doesn't work for them. Okay, so not to speak on anyone's situation, but when we hear about the detriments of a raw vegan diet on some people, does it just come down to the fact that simply doesn't work for them? So I think, this is my opinion about a raw food diet, is the more you take on a diet which is alternate, which isn't mainstream, which isn't a lot of people doing, so there's a lot of, like, you could say support, like recipe books, it's quite common, doctors know about it, nutritionists, they know where deficits might be. People are following, like, and just say people are like, there's the 80-10-10 diet and it's like eat fruit all day and then a salad at night and a low amount of fat. And people in one place are eating a whole lot of fruits, right? But you're not getting the same nutrient value in two places, okay? That is first and foremost something which is very important. Australia, our country is only like 250 years old or something. So we haven't had the land damage done to our soil. So our food is higher in nutrients. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to do better, but we're talking about a smaller amount of people. So there's not as much knowledge, and then they're doing things on just a few people who've written these books. But as I said, is bananas all over the world. There's some places where bananas, the nutrient value will be extremely poor, and people think they're doing well on this. And this becomes a problem when I'm doing the chef thing too, is I'm like, put 3 tomatoes in this. And it's not, so when people are like, add flour or add sugar or add salt, and these are recipes more likely for other types of diets or even meat, it is very similar everywhere. And also it's more common on those type of lifestyles to supplement. So they will say, some meat, there's more studies on it as well. So people will know that it's common that some places have degraded meat values or whatever it is, nutrients. So people are more open. But in this community that I'm in, I feel like it's more about, there's only a few people who are apparently experts. Now, if you've heard me talk about this, my love of what I do is not even that I'm a raw vegan. Why I call myself Raw Sky, ROAR, because it's not just about the food. It's me not listening to anyone but my own body. So when something doesn't work, I know raw foods is the best for me. I have made it an importance that I know everything that can be eaten. So as I said, there is seaweed, there is sprouts, there are vegetables, there are fruits, there are nuts, there are seeds, there are fermented foods, there are all these like gourmet dishes, and there's all these like superfoods, as in like, you know, spirulinas, chlorellas, all these things, right? And a lot of people in the community that I think you see fail are just eating fruits, you know, just eating fruit. And then they're like, oh, I'm raw vegan, I'm raw vegan. And people are like, you don't look so well. They're not like, one of the things that, because there's no books on exactly what I'm doing, right? But what I do know is sometimes what I'm doing isn't working anymore and I need to shift it up. And I can't go to a book or an expert because there's so few of them. I have to rely on myself, that I've learnt that there's an abundance. Like literally all the food I eat is hydration and nutrients. That's it. There's no denaturing, so it's the most nutrient abundant diet, but people get stuck in boxes. And I think that's why people don't, it looks like the diet doesn't work so well. But also, yeah, I think that's the main thing. But like in my case, if you're someone, no matter what diet you're doing, go and eat raw food for like 3 weeks or 6 months and see how much your life changes. You can go back to what you're doing. You literally feel like a completely different person. And I haven't not seen anybody's life completely change. Long term, most people find a diet that suits them afterwards. They don't stay. But I was a very extreme case of being unwell. I don't know what channel you are. Send me an email. If you want to collab, send me an email. Celtic salt is good. Yeah. A lot of people also are in places where they want to heal and they start eating a raw food diet, but it might be cold. So a lot of the food is imported, and I just think it's such a push and pull. A lot of people also come, as I said, to heal themselves. So you've already got sick people. Actually, it takes a lot to do a raw diet. So it's all sick people usually, because there's a few that want to do it for energy and performance. So you've got people. So if you get it wrong, you're going to get sicker. So I am 44. And I was, sick most of my life. I'm 44. I don't have any gray hairs. This is dyed blonde, but you would see I had lost all my hair. Like, I feel like I'm aging really well. But my full-time job is looking after myself, but I love it. I don't want to be sick. I was so sick. And to be well, I just love like Pilates and walking and sunshine and going to the farmers markets and yeah, so I googled stomachs, and supposedly does a gradual controlled release of nutrients. So I'd imagine you have to eat slow throughout the day since your stomach isn't working. It's an automatic feeder for the gut. Yes and no. Sorry, I thought there was a bug there. So when I ate, well, before I ate this way, I was always sick. But yes, I used to eat smaller meals constantly. But since eating raw foods is so light, I can get more volume in. But I find, and that's why we've got coconut water here, is I need at least one meal of hydration, and it's better off kind of doing it in the morning. But I find without hydration, I just become really unwell very quickly again. Like I get chronic fatigue symptoms, my neck starts cracking, I get joint pain. I'll go out, buy some coconut waters, and everything calms down. But as for the gut, I get dumping syndrome, which isn't as prevalent when you eat foods which are mostly water. But when you eat like a really sweet food, and my blood sugar already had, my body already had blood sugar issues, the meal goes straight to the intestines. As you said, it doesn't blend up even in the first part and go down slowly into the second part. It just dumps in a hole in there and then crosses the intestinal wall very quickly, and you get heart racing, lightheaded, diarrhea. It's called dumping syndrome. And that was bad when I first started this, but I was really sick when I first started this. Now it's not so bad. But even I've had a time where I had needed to take some, I had a tooth surgery and I needed to take some pain relief, and then I vomited it up when I was eating a raw food diet. And it's so interesting when you bring up raw food, there's no acid, like, because like, any time in my life where I brought up, even with no stomach, everything just burns. But because this diet is so alkaline, and I just find that really interesting. It's like, it's just lighter and not so harsh on the body, so it works for not having a stomach. Oh, you should go to bed, Globe Snowball, if you're tired. Okay, that's extremely articulate and educated. I think so many people want to sell a diet, including the raw vegan diet, without room for variation, and the media definitely worsens the stigma. Media definitely worsens the stigma, but I think they worsen the stigma on anything. Like, who here knows that you can't not get online and take watermelon, for example. Watermelon is good, watermelon is bad, you shouldn't have melon, you should have melon. Oats are good, oats are bad for blood sugar. You know, carnivore diet's good, carnivore diet's bad. It is just so confusing for people. So, but the problem is they jump, people want a quick fix. And when you realize your health comes from the work and love you do, and people just, we've never had that concept at school. We're never taught to look after ourselves. We're taught to sacrifice ourselves. Is push through, study harder, do this when you, everything in your body is telling you to do something different because it's not in alignment with you. What I'm saying to people here is you have to come into alignment and start using that compass, because like the media is the worst. Everyone's looking in the media for the answers, and essentially you get someone very sick and vulnerable with just, they've got this diagnosis of chronic fatigue, and up comes greens will fix your chronic fatigue, and they jump on some diet and they still haven't learnt that they're going to have to be that compass for themselves. There's no quick fix. And yeah, I want people to believe in themselves, that it's the answer. We, like animals, right? Just say you see like a family of, I don't know, pigeons, and they're eating seeds, right? And one of them starts eating a grub, okay? It didn't read it in a book or go to YouTube. And it's not more educated than us, but instinctually, I guess it is, because it's doing what its body wanted. Or you'll see animals, they never eat salt, but next minute you see a goat licking salt off a rock because it knows it needs it. And people get sick because we're so consumed and overstimulated, we can't feel what our body wants. I want everyone to feel what their body wants. So Aaron said, I'm a vegan for part of the year, but when it gets cold, I eat meat also. I just think, so essentially a vegan is someone who is not going to harm an animal. But if you say plant-based for half a year, it's a journey. And eventually like I don't know, it's every person's on a journey, so it's like following your body. So I think I'm like someone who's like, I think it's so much better for you, the environment, and animals that you're eating you're eating plants for the period that you are, you know. And I just feel like the more we eat in alignment with ourselves, we learn. It's like the universe starts teaching us, and that's what it's about. So never count that you're like, you know, people are like, oh, I wasn't perfect, or I'm having a cheat day. It's like, just keep focusing on the good that you do. So I'm about to go to New York. For me, I live in New York. I feel like even if I did a raw, it's the best. So I'm going with Jillian Berry. If you don't follow her, go follow her. She's amazing. She's a plant-based content creator. And she says New York is the easiest to do raw veganism. I don't think I agree with her here, because I think being in the tropics with like fruit would be easiest. But because there's like raw restaurants, there's like abundance of produce all the time. Every second shop is like smoothies and green juices. And but yeah, I'm so excited to go to New York. Like, I'm going New York, and then North Carolina, then Florida, and then LA. There is like bugs attacking me. So that's in September. I don't know if that's just, I don't know even now if any of these are serious questions or not. Have I been abused? Well, yes, I abused myself. Do I take vitamin D? I hear that's good for you. So I try, nutrients are more assimilated if they come naturally, right? So you can put mushrooms outside and their vitamin D intake in the sun for about an hour, their vitamin D increases by 500%. My vitamin D on my blood test was so high, they wouldn't believe I wasn't taking a supplement. And it's because I live by the beach. I'm in the sun, eating raw food, and I don't know, the sun must have activated. I think I'm just in the sun a lot. But vitamin D is really important, but try and get it from foods. I can't think of what other foods have it at the moment. But raw food, so your body just naturally assimilates it. I supplement a B12 shot once a year. I inject it because I'm missing the part of my stomach which absorbs B12, which is the duodenum. So, vitamin D in which raw foods? I feel like that's in a lot of nuts and seeds as well. But all nutrients are important. Yeah, it says mushrooms are the main one when it comes to, but it's UV light. You got to get out in the sun. Got to get out in the sun. Oh no, I'm losing it. I think back to the 90s and all the fad diets and the things the media promotes and all these variations on vegan diets and the newest version without the room for real desire. And it's just more media now as well, right? So I know I don't have any moderators here at the moment. They're probably asleep. All my moderators are on the other side of the world. I'm good at filtering though. Man, I've survived psychiatric units where I've been left on the floor in, I don't want to talk about, I can survive this. This is a walk in the park. I even think losing my stomach is better than a psych unit. In fact, the people in psych units that have been to jail says jail is better than psych units. Public psychiatric units. This is nothing. This is probably just like many steps up, but many people are probably heading down that path too. I try and wonder if people comment here and then like move on to another live. Is that what happens? Like they say all these weird things, like if they just keep wanting to be stimulated, or do they sit here? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Um, yeah, I'm so excited about New York. I feel like New York um, is one of those places where like you dream of, like New York. What is it? Concrete. What was that? What did she say about something about squashed tomatoes? You guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Oh, wet dream tomato. Now I'm getting involved in craziness. What was that girl's name? The Hawk Tour girl. And there was a reel about it, and she thought the song went, instead of being concrete jungle where dreams are made of, it's wet dream tomatoes. Can't unhear that. I am 44. Yeah, any of the vitamins in your system. Like, that's why I think raw food literally saved me. It just fixed. Thanks, Tim, for subscribing. Okay, you're shining like a star. Whoa, what's your skincare? So, my skincare, I promise you, what makes my skin good is the raw foods. So I, for the last 3 years, used only coconut water on my coconut oil on my skin. Nothing. I've only started wearing a bit of makeup again, and I don't even use a cleanser. I use Nivea, which is the only product I use which isn't vegan, which has got a bit of lanolin from sheep's wool in it. It's the only product. Just Nivea and coconut oil still to get makeup off. And I went to a beautician friend who's known me since I was younger. She's never ever said to me, your skin looks amazing. I went to her, she said, holy crap, what are you using on your skin? And at the time, nothing but coconut oil, not even a face wash. It's the food. You've got to find a way to get nutrients and hydration in, and everything just self-corrects. So I actually did a video on I've done a few videos on my skincare and what I eat in a day, but when I get back to Sydney, I'll do another what I eat in a day. Raw vegetables have very little calories. If eating mostly raw vegetables isn't a problem to get too little calories and lose too much weight. So I'm also having a look. I personally at the moment, as I said in the description, is a folder called the Mast Cell Activation folder. In there is what I eat in a day at the moment. But there's two options here. You can go high carbohydrate and low fat. Sugar and fat are just never going to be good together. And on this diet, there's really sweet fruits and there's really heavy nuts and seeds. That's not going to be good together. I prefer the greens and veggies and nuts and seeds. You can get in like 600, I think 40 calories, is it, from a cup of walnuts? Like, that's so easy to just throw back, but people eat that and don't even register. There's definitely calories, but I'm doing chia and flaxseed at the moment. I found once my body corrected, it really doesn't vary in weight a lot. Once it got well, it doesn't. The only time I do get skinny is if I'm dehydrated, and I'm never dehydrated. Calories in a cup of raw walnuts, or maybe it's macadamia is one of them. There's a lot of calories. It's like picking up a handful, and people do that all the time. 765 calories. So a woman who's gone through menopause like myself only needs 1,600 calories a day. So that's 2 cups of nuts, essentially, and you're done. So I think it's a misconception. So we get a lot of nutrients from veggies, but you're going to need nuts and seeds for the fat, the calories, plus the beauty effects of your skin. It's like proteins and fats and a lot of the minerals. So that's good. Or if you do the high carbohydrates, you've got to eat a lot of fruit and a small amount of fat. I know the hot tour girl is insane, I believe. Okay, here. I think YouTube needs to create a dating site with all the conversation between you guys. Because I'm being rude to live people, guys. Grow up. I'm running out of battery power here. My phone's gonna die soon, and I feel like can you sing me happy birthday? No, I did not come on here to sing you happy birthday. You know what I think you should do? I think you should put on your favorite song and dance. That makes everyone feel good. That's what I do. Especially like when I was like overcoming addictions and I was up and able to do stuff, I'm like, well, what do I do now? And sometimes I just put on my favorite song and move. What do you mean I don't know. I am Australian, humble and kind. If I take supplements, I take magnesium at night, not because I'm deficient, but because I said earlier it helps me sleep, it helps me with keeping regular bowel movements, also helps with muscle repair, it helps me relax and stay calm. Also, I was getting like more bloated and it's helped my gut. Magnesium just really helps. So I think it's something like 70% of the westernized world is deficient in magnesium, even if our blood test says so. So magnesium, I take a B12 shot once a year. I haven't taken anything else. I'm never deficient. Oh, sorry, I'm missing the part of my stomach which absorbs iron. When I started eating this way, that stopped, but I ate a lot of fruit for a period and then I got deficient in iron. I had an iron infusion, but my iron has stayed up. So... okay, we would have stopped. Maybe it would have, but I feel like if I sing one person, then this is going to turn into singing each person something. Someone's going to then put in more requests. I take a flu shot once a year. My flu shot and reassurance I'm not going to get sick is this. All right, guys, I've got to go to the bathroom. So I feel like this live has got to end. It's been wonderful. I hope you've liked and subscribed, because I go live most days eating food, talking food. And it seems like soon creating a dating website, if that's what's going on here. So lots of love to you guys. I can charge them. I like that. I can just sing happy birthday. I'd rather talk about fruit and vegetables. People can ask me all the questions they want. Is there a fruity vegetable song? I'd probably sing that. What's coming to mind? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't be mad at what you're saying. I'm hearing it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on. I'm like, I don't sing, but apparently I do. So, yeah. It's been fun, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you, A-Marie. Oh, that's a really nice thing to do. I'm going to read this out because that's so nice. I'm going to go find you and follow you. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep positive mindset, never lose focus on your goals. Let no one stop you, not even haters. Just know I've been there and I've got your back. Oh, that's really lovely to do that. And that's like a really nice thing to say. Anyway, I'm off. I'm off now. I will see everybody soon. I'm waking up early tomorrow. I'm doing a podcast with Kiko on, you know what? You guys would like this topic. The topic is eating a raw vegan diet a privilege? So we do an ups and downs podcast on all the like the ups and downs of a raw lifestyle, and can people only eat that way who are privileged? So, yay! Bye.